Khan here for Seconds Out in Liverpool with David Price. David, great to see you. Obviously, a great occasion and a great cause to talk about. Before we get to that, just want to focus about yourself. I just heard the lad there talking about a good conversation about your pro career. I just wondered, a lot of fighters or ex-fighters right now are getting offers for bare knuckle. Have you received any offers at all?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had an offer. I got someone messaged me on Instagram about it. I just ignored it. There's just no way, mate. No way at all. I'll be doing that. It's entertaining, obviously, but I don't need nor want to do that. Like, no.
Would there be anything that could tempt you into that platform at all?
Bare knuckle? No, nothing at all. Boxing, a boxing fight again. Do you know the only fight that would attract me to fight again? It would be if like Tyson Fury got bored in a year or two and just said, "Let me fight David Price." I'd do that. But anything else, no, nothing.
You seem to, when hearing about the former footballers, they talked about the what ifs and what's next in their career and the struggles that they had. You seem to have, at least on the surface, seem to have adapted well from transitioning from the pro game into normal life. Was it easier for you, that you feel, than maybe others have experienced from pro boxing to just normal life?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but it's only because of being fortunate, really. Because after my last fight, I was already in the motion of getting things set up for after my career. Without knowing it was my last fight, I was planning to continue boxing, but set a business up, which I ended up just focusing solely on that and leaving the boxing, because I'm fortunate, because I did used to worry what was going to come after boxing. What am I going to do? You know, I've given the best years of my life to a sport that I hoped would set me up for the rest of my life, which hasn't. Now what? And that's a common tale in boxing. So I've been fortunate. So yeah, it's a tough one for most fighters, but given the opportunity to go and try again, most of us probably would give up our best years again to do it all again. So it's the choice we make.
You talked about Bradley Orr being one of your friends who's obviously fighting on this card. When you see these former footballers who want to fight on this card, it seems like there's a lot of appreciation and vice versa for footballers and boxers and boxers and footballers. You seem to see them ringside for all the big fights too. What do you think attracts them to boxing? Although some of them said that they needed a little bit of convincing, why do you think they're here alongside the great cause to put on the gloves?
I think it's to test themselves for the majority of them. I think they've probably spent a few years kind of like a little bit in the wilderness mentally, as far as like having goals set or purpose, or that buzz. Definitely I've been missing that, and they've probably thought, well, why not? Put myself through my paces, and it's purpose, isn't it? Something to work towards. So I think that alone will be what a lot of them are being motivated by.
Do you think some of them will have a more natural propensity for transitioning into boxing, considering their careers? Do you think maybe a striker might be able to transition more than a defender might?
Don't think so. No, difficult. I was a defender, so I transitioned all right. No, I think it depends on what they've been doing with themselves more recently. They all seem to have been keeping themselves in shape to a point. But I know Brad has been in and around the Rotunda boxing gym easily 20 years, even when he was a footballer. So he's got some basic boxing knowledge. Don't know if he's ever done much sparring. He's going to do that. They're all going to do that. They're all going to spar. But it kind of depends what the backgrounds are. A lot of them probably have done a little bit of pads as well and things like that. But they're taking themselves out of the comfort zone. That you've got to respect that. 10 weeks of training and getting in the ring and having a fight. Some of them mightn't have ever had any type of fight in their life, in this manner. So I doubt it, but maybe not. But yeah, I think depending on what they've done more recently, they'll be the ones who kind of have the edge.
I think this is the second show that they've done. Do you think there's more talent, more footballers that want to step into this sphere? Is there a dream fight you'd like to see within footballer versus footballer?
Yeah, I think someone asked me that before and I don't know what to say, but I think Joey Barton's definitely got to be involved in one. And I think Wayne Rooney probably wants to be involved in one with someone, but yeah, something with them two in it because it's got to be high profile want to be great, but I think this could be the start of something here with the footballers. I think we could be at the beginning of something that could grow into something a lot bigger.
Gerrard versus Ferguson.
Big Duncan Ferguson. Yeah, why not? Why not? I don't think Ferguson's I think he's an hard case, but I don't think he's a boxer. So yeah, get Stevie in with him.
Can you just take me back to when, that clip of Rooney came out and he unfortunately fell on the floor because of, I think it was a jab or right hand or whatever it was. When you were seeing that as a pro yourself, what did you think of that clip when it came out?
I thought, for someone who thinks he's an hard case and a boxer, what's happened there? Only messing. No, that's just the same as everyone else. He's messing around in a kitchen with 10-ounce boxing gloves on. Don't know. Why would he? Why whoever videoed it as well? Why did he put it out there? Madness. But yeah, I don't know what to think, to be honest.
Yeah, we're coming to the heavyweights thoughts. I know you got more thoughts there. We've got some big fights to talk about. First of all, the thought that Fabio Wardley is going to be defending his world heavyweight crown against Daniel Dubois. On Fabio Wardley's record so far, have you seen a puncher of the ilk of Daniel Dubois? And is that a worry for Wardley, considering he's defending against him?
It is, yeah, of course, yeah. I think any heavyweight's always dangerous, but Daniel Dubois is possibly the most dangerous heavyweight in the world at the minute, despite losing his last fight. But that being said, Fabio Wardley has got great momentum, good and unbelievable hand speed actually for a heavyweight, real fan-friendly style, and he can be hit relatively easily, I think, Daniel Dubois. And because of the speed of Fabio Wardley's punches, I think he's got a great chance of knocking Daniel Dubois out, but he's got to not make one mistake. If he makes one mistake, it's curtains, but that's what makes great heavyweight fights, and this is one to look forward to.
Daniel's made the decision to go back to Don Charles. He's had a stint at Tony Sims. A lot of people feel that's because the father can have more influence with Don than he could in other circles. What do you think about the partnership between Daniel, Don, and Stan, if he does have influence in that team?
Well, I know Don Charles personally. I've known him for a long time, and I know he's not the type of trainer who would sit and let someone else influence how he trains a fighter. He's a stand-up guy, and he's got his own morals about how he goes about his work. So I don't think that's the case. I know this party thing happened and all that before the Usyk fight, but it also happened before the Joshua fight and didn't make any difference then. But Don Charles is a top trainer, but a top trainer of heavyweights. And look, I've done it myself and been and started with a new trainer, and you just, if it's not working, you've got to do the right thing and get out. So you've got to respect that he hasn't just persevered with it because he's worried about what people are going to think. He's gone, this isn't right for me. He was right for me. We lost against Usyk, so what? We knocked Anthony Joshua out and we beat Jarrell Miller, we beat Ergovic. What am I doing? Let's get back. I think he's done the right thing.
Fabio Wardley's team, Ben Davison and Lee Wiley, they were the ones that gave the instruction to Anthony Joshua to throw the uppercut before the fight ended against Daniel Dubois. They seem to think that Daniel Dubois has a weakness in taking uppercuts, and that might be a key feature of Fabio Wardley's game. Do you think that shot is one that Wardley can execute better than AJ had against Dubois?
No, because it's all right saying that Daniel Dubois is susceptible to uppercuts, but it's if you throw an uppercut from out of range like Anthony Joshua did, it's one of the most dangerous. I done that against Tony Thompson in the first fight. Throw an uppercut from out of range, it's just wide open. So it's a funny one to say that he's susceptible to be honest, because I don't know. I think Usyk was probably the man who's caught him with that shot more than anyone. But it's not something you'd go looking for. It's more of a punch to land as a counter. Catch and counter with an uppercut, I'd say would be his best bet. I don't know whether Wardley can execute it better than AJ. AJ's a former Olympic champion, two-time heavyweight champion in the world. I just think he chose the wrong time to throw the uppercuts. If he can throw it at the right time, we'll see if he is susceptible.
Moving on to your former opponent, Derek Chisora, against Deontay Wilder. We talked about yourself making peace with exiting boxing. Deontay Wilder seems to be in a little bit of turmoil and tried to find answers outside of the sport to deal with some of what's happened to him within the sport, taking ayahuasca to try and kind of find some peace. He went on TalkSport and he ended up leaving TalkSport because he wasn't happy with the way he was questioned about the Fury fight and what he believes was cheating allegations. I wonder what you think of Wilder's mindset and how that might affect him going into this fight with Chisora, where Chisora is now the favourite, when 3 or 4 years ago you might have thought Wilder was.
Yeah, well, Chisora's proven that you know, his longevity is more down to not just his toughness, it's more down to his boxing brain, his boxing IQ, his defence and his boxing ability. Because like I said before, if Derek Chisora was just a tough-out fighter that's just still chugging along, he'd be walking on his heels and he would have had to retire years ago. That isn't the case. He's still performing at a high level. Deontay Wilder, on the other hand, he's lost his aura that he once had. The bomb squad, you know, the menacing aura he had, that's gone, in my opinion, because he was taken away from him by losing 4 times. That's what happens. As far as his behaviour, he might be different next time. He might have just been on the day. He couldn't be asked dealing with Simon Jordan's line of questions or whatever. But he needs to elaborate on what he's talking about with these cheating allegations. Because if he can't, it just looks like he's imagining them, and then that's when you do worry. You know, or if he comes out and says, "Here's why I said he's a cheat," then you go, "Oh, okay." But if he doesn't, then people will start thinking he's cuckoo and just imagining these things.
Does he still throw the right hand with menace like he did before?
I don't think so, because the fear factor's there now that he can be hurt himself, and it will take a small percentage out of his commitment to the punch, in my opinion. Whereas in the past he was wild and loose, it might have taken a little bit away from that. He always have the power, but it's how you convict it goes a little bit, and what's in your mind, and you know, you worry what's coming back. That could be a thing, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do think he is on the wrong side of his career, and he's kind of like diminishing quicker than Derek, and I think Derek will win the fight.
Lastly, Tyson Fury returns against Arslanbek Makhmudov. A lot of people are feeling that this is a safe pick. Do you think it is on the road back to Tyson Fury, whichever road it might be, to Usyk or Wardley or Dubois? Do you think it's a safe pick?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got to be switched on though, because Makhmudov's a good offensive fighter. When he lets his hands go, he's as good an offensive fighter as any, really. I think he puts his shot together really well. But he can be hurt. To the body. Tyson Fury's a good body puncher. You know, I think he needs someone in front of him like this, Tyson Fury, to be switched on and to get him turned on for the fight. And to come away feeling like, you know, I've won a boxing match. Not like the Ngannou fight where he probably came out feeling like he'd lost despite winning. He wants to come away feeling that buzz again, that, you know, as a winner, because he's lost his last 2 fights also. Did he fight Ngannou in between the second Usyk fight?
Usyk back to back.
Usyk back, so he's lost his, like, he wants to get that winning feeling again, and it's got to feel authentic, and I think it will against Makhmudov.
Beat Usyk?
Yeah, I do, because there weren't much in the last fight, you know. Usyk is a consistent performer, but he's also getting older. Tyson Fury's living a cleaner life than he was in his previous retirement. There weren't much in the fight. On another night, Fury might have found a little bit more to win the fight, so I think he's capable of it, yeah.
Is it just tweaks? Is it just a little bit of luck on the night? Is it?
Luck on the night, I think luck on the night. The thing is with Usyk though, you can't rely on luck. You've got to be perfect to beat him. Because he's so consistent, he's so disciplined. But I do think it's something that he is capable of, Fury.
Yeah, really appreciate your time. Just want to say on the camera, you're a gentleman, you've done every interview that's been asked of you as well. So thank you so much, really appreciate it.